If you've tried strength training and it didn't stick, if you're like me and you hate the gym, I've found this is not a discipline problem. This is a design problem. Traditional, conventional gym advice did not work for me. I'm someone who prefers things like yoga and Pilates. So I found a way to make the gym feel safe, sustainable, and integrated like those other disciplines. I'll share them with you so you don't spend years feeling lost and confused like I did. Strength training finally stuck for me when I stopped doing everything anyone had ever told me, when I completely defied conventional wisdom. I was almost 40 at the time, and I realized that if I was going to do this, and I needed to do it because the muscle loss was obvious, I needed to make it my own, and I needed it to feel like yoga. I've practiced yoga for over 2 decades, and I love how it feels in my body. It helps me feel connected, grounded, solid, centered. And in the past, when I did strength training, I felt wobbly, disconnected, strained in some areas, underdeveloped in others. It felt unsafe and like I was on the verge of injury often. In order for me to embrace strength training, I needed it to feel safe, sustainable, and connected. So I started using yoga principles. I used 4 principles in particular. Number 1 was awareness. Number 2, alignment principles. Number 3, origin of movement. And number 4, I focused on the functional 4. Let's explore each one so you have a new vision and new possibility for embracing strength training, especially if you hate the gym. Number 1, awareness. 20 years of yoga asana practice taught me a lot about awareness. I have 2 principles I use regularly. One is about perspective. It gives you a new way of seeing. The other is about action. It gives you a new way of doing. Deep stands for distant, energetic, experiencing of a pose or a practice. Deep is about witnessing awareness and being able to zoom out and see the whole. One of my teachers would say you want 70 to 80% of your awareness to be global, diffuse, whole body awareness, and then 20 to 30% to be focused and specific. That's a mouthful, which is why I came up with the acronym DEEP. You want to stay deep, see deep, watch deep, be deep. On the yoga mat, how this shows up is with something like externally rotate your front hip. Most of us will go in and put all of our awareness on the external rotation and often overdo it. With deep, you're going to stay zoomed out. You're going to watch how the external rotation affects the whole, because that's what we're really after, is the wholeness, the connection, the integration that comes from the external rotation. So instead of most of your awareness going into that action of external rotation, only 20 to 30% of your awareness will be on the action of external rotation, and then 70 to 80% of your awareness will be watching how that ripples through the body. This type of awareness is common in Eastern disciplines like yoga, Tai Chi, martial arts. It's not common in things like strength training, but it's very, very potent there. For example, if I'm doing something like a bicep curl, 20 to 30% of my awareness is on what's happening in that muscle, and 70 to 80% is on the rest of my body, staying integrated, staying connected. And this has helped me feel safe, solid, supported, connected, integrated during strength training. Similar but different, let's say I'm doing a leg press or a hamstring curl, 20 to 30% of my awareness is on the muscle that's doing the work, 70 to 80% is watching the rest of my body so I can maintain good alignment. So deep keeps you spacious, deep keeps you connected. The other principle is FAR. FAR is about action, how you're doing what you're doing. FAR stands for feel, allow, respond respectfully. FAR keeps you listening to your body, especially when things feel a little bit off or tweaky. Most of us respond to signs and signals from the body by tamping them down, suppressing them, or we respond aggressively. A good metaphor is when you're learning to drive and you start to veer off the road a little bit. You may hope that things will correct themselves, which they probably won't, or you aggressively wrench the wheel in the other direction, which causes a whole new set of problems. It's similar with the body. When we're out of alignment, something is a little bit tweaky, a little bit wonky, a little bit cranky, many of us will just tamp that down and keep going. Others will respond aggressively, trying to adjust the body intensely or pushing harder and farther. FAR asks you to feel what's happening in your body. My knee's a little bit cranky. Ooh, my lower back's a little off today. That shoulder thing really got into my neck. You allow it into your awareness, and then you can respond respectfully. You can make small adjustments to realign, reintegrate. Maybe you don't do as much weight, but FAR keeps you in the game. It keeps you in connection, in communication, and responsive to the signs and signals coming from your body. When you apply these alignment principles to any movement practice, but especially strength training, it feels safer, more sustainable, more integrated, more connected. Both of these awareness principles are also directing you to prioritizing alignment over achievement or accomplishment. But what is alignment? What is good alignment? Here are 2 principles that are my gold standards for alignment. Number 1, bony landmarks. Number 2, bandhas. Bony landmarks are certain anchors in the body that when they're well aligned, the body is stacked and connected. Here are 4 bony landmarks that I consider foundational. Number 1, your heels. Your heels are like the boulder bones of your feet. It's where the weight of your leg bones transfers. You want your heels heavy. Number 2, sitting bones. Your sitting bones are like the heels of your pelvis. You want them anchored. This will balance the sides of your pelvis, your hips, and stabilize your lower back. Number 3, shoulder blades. You want your shoulder blades settled onto your rib cage. This will allow your arms to move freely and fully without any stress or strain in your shoulders or neck. Number 4, occipital ridge. This is the back of your skull. It helps you align your head, so your head supports the alignment in the rest of your body versus pulling you out of your center and really disrupting the alignment you've created elsewhere. So the bony landmarks are anchors, and they organize the architecture of your bones. The other alignment principle are the bandhas. Bandha is a word from the yoga tradition. It corresponds to horizontal sheaths in your body and what body workers and physical therapists will call deep core. When your heels are grounded, the arches of your feet spring up. This reduces stress and strain on your knees, hips, and lower back. When your sitting bones are grounded, your pelvic floor will have its natural trampoline-like spring, and this activates more stability in your core and along your spine. Number 3, when your shoulder blades are settled onto your rib cage, you can breathe fully and deeply from your diaphragm. Your diaphragm, along with your pelvic floor, creates intra-abdominal pressure, and this is a strong, steady core that's with you through your breathing. No crunches, no bracing required. Number 4, when your head is well aligned, you get tone in your deep neck flexors. Then there's no stress, strain in your shoulders, in your neck, in your jaw, the back of your head, which can create headaches and migraines. So the bony landmarks are grounding. The bandhas, the horizontal sheaths, the deep core give you lift and power. Everything I do in the gym, I am taking these into consideration. I am using deep like a body scan to stay aware of all these points and connectivity. I'm using FAR to do things, to make movements and stay connected to these alignment points. So your awareness influences your alignment helps you stay attuned to your awareness. So let's talk about principle number 3, which is origin of movement. The origin of movement is where is the movement coming from? All movement is best when it comes from the very center of your body, either the vertical midline, your spine, or the horizontal midline, your respiratory diaphragm. If all movement emanates from your center, you are connected and integrated in everything that you do. One of the reasons strength training can feel not so good is because you're moving from the periphery. You're not connected, you're not integrated, and this also increases the likelihood of injury. Origin of movement is something you can feel, that you're moving from the center of your body. It's also something that you can visualize. For example, when I'm doing like a leg press or a squat, I want to feel like the power of my legs is coming from my respiratory diaphragm, coming from the very center of my body. When I'm doing something with my arms, like a row, I want to feel like it's coming from the center of my body, from my spine. It's that simple and that profound, but it'll help you stay with your alignment and your awareness. Last principle is focusing on the functional 4. For me, I'm strength training for longevity. I want to be able to get up out of a chair, go up and down stairs, lift my grocery, open jars. And when you're strength training for longevity, you want to focus on those functional activities. The functional 4 are squat, lunge, row, which is a pull, and push. So I organize everything I do at the gym around the functional 4. I don't do things that aren't functional. If it's just about building a weird random muscle, I skip it. We also organize the asana strong practices around the functional 4. And there's a practice that goes along with this tutorial that takes you through the functional 4 in the way that feels like a yoga flow. Without these principles, I don't think strength training would work for me. I think I would have done what I did before, do it a few times and then quit and be frustrated, lost and confused and hopeless again. But with these principles, strength training has felt sustainable and I feel so powerful in my body. Drop me a note and let me know if these work for you. If they bring some enthusiasm and excitement into your strength building journey. If they help you feel seen and validated in your experience thus far. If you want to get a taste of these principles and the functional 4, head on over to the practice video. If you want to learn more, this is episode 2 in a long series on functional strength building. Thanks for being here. See you soon.